Oh,
We're going to start asking you questions.
go ahead.
Okay. So, what was it like growing up in Germany and like your earliest memories? Just from like a kid or anything?
Well, I was born in 1940. The earliest memory over there is when I was sitting on somebody's shoulder, and there was a big building in front of me, and Hitler was up on top. So, they were all listening to him, and so was I. And I thought that was kind of cool. I have no idea who that person was. Couldn't have been my dad, because I don't think so. But I sat on somebody's shoulder. Yeah, and that's the earliest memory.
That's cool.
Playing games with my little friends. We had these stupid little games in those days. No TV, no nothing, and we'd hop around in the yard. And just dumb things.
And then, what was your family life like growing up?
My parents, they were super nice. I didn't know my father till I was about 9,
Wow.
and my brother about the same. My dad, he was a prisoner of war, and so was my father.
Your brother?
My father, too.
Yeah, you said your dad. And so was your
Oh,
mom.
sorry. Yeah, my father was. Yeah. Let's see. Where were we?
Your brother's prisoner of war too, you said?
Yeah, he was prisoner of war.
Wow. So what does that
I-
exactly mean? Like they're just like in like I don't
Yeah.
know, they're in like the army or
Yeah, they were.
okay.
Yeah.
They were captured by other places and they were prisoners.
Yeah, so I didn't know them, until I was older.
Wow. And then tell me about your parents, grandparents, and siblings.
I came over here with my dad, mom, and one sister. Her name was Ingrid. She was 5 years older than me. And my sister was a person that had everything just perfect. Her drawers were just nice and neat and clean and everything. She would know if I got into any of it. Yeah.
And then what was it like coming over here? Like do you like remember coming over here?
Oh, yeah.
And, like
The ship's name was Italia,
wow.
and it was a big ship, and we got onto that, and it's one of those, it wiggles a lot, just up and down and up and down, not like nowadays. We were on there for 14 days. Sickening. My mom used to just puke all over the place, and all the other people too. I was the only one basically in the dining area, because I was still younger, and the tables, they had little ridges on them like that. So when the ship went that way, the tables, the spoons and everything would stay on there, instead of having everything on the floor. But it wasn't that great.
It's crazy. And then what made you guys come to Utah out of all places in America?
Well, yes, and this is where we're supposed to go.
Yeah, love that. And then tell us what it was like when you first went to school in the U.S. and how was it different from going to school in Germany?
In Germany, they were stricter. They'd have a little stick, if you're not paying attention, and smack your hands. And that's not like it was over here. But I remember when I came over, they put me in the first grade group where you learn the basic words, because I didn't know any of the languages.
Wow.
So it was kind of hard.
And how old were you?
I was 12, almost 13.
That's awesome. And then how did you meet Opa and where did you get married? Even though I know this, but
I
just
know.
to have it for our grandkids.
Well, Opa and his aunt were brought to this country by the same sponsor that we were brought over with. And so he worked for the same person. His name was Stover, Walter Stover. He paid for the ship coming over here and the housing, you know, and then my parents worked for them to pay all the stuff back to them. Yeah.
And what are some special memories you have about Opa?
Of Opa? Me, my dad?
Yeah.
No.
Your husband.
My
so-
husband.
My Opa.
Oh, okay. Well, he was a very kind man. He was full of it. He made lots of jokes. Yeah, they always protected me. You know, so he was a very nice man. You can't really say anything bad about him, not even my mom.
Aw.
You know, she was super. I remember that she would feed me the food and she wouldn't eat. So instead of her eating, she gave it to me during the war. So I still remember that.
And then what are some special memories you have of your children?
Of my children,
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
everybody has a very unique personality. Every one of them. They all have a good heart. Some have an easier way of expressing it, but they're all very kind.
Oh,
I know Marlene was in gymnastics and I always enjoyed that.
oh yeah, you're gymnastic.
I got some pictures of her doing it, you know.
Yeah.
In those days, we didn't have cameras or anything, you know, that would take it. So they were kind of blurry, but I still have those. They turned out pretty good.
Is there a time you could think back to one of your happiest moments?
Well, marriage. Yeah. We were married at the LDS Temple, Salt Lake City. And it was super nice. You really felt the spirit going in there. So, you know, I wouldn't have it in any of the other temples.
Just that one was memorable.
To me, it is.
So fun. And then what are your favorite foods and drinks?
Here,
Yeah. Or in Germany.
I just drank water there.
What got you into Mountain Dew? Just, but for real, I know you love Mountain Dew.
I do like Mountain Dew, and Marlene keeps saying, "Don't drink that, don't drink that."
I remember you always, like, when we'd come over when we were kids, you would always take us to 7-Eleven to get the Mountain Dew
Yes,
Slurpees.
I did that.
I remember
I
that.
know.
And now I wish I had one, you know, a nice big one. Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of funny. I never drank it all.
Yeah.
It's just the idea.
Oh, yeah. And when you'd take us to eat all the time. And
Yeah.
when you'd bring back those sour German candies
Oh, yeah.
and try to get us to eat those. He would love those because he loves sour stuff.
My favorite drink is milk.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about food?
The favorite? Smashed potatoes,
Yum.
vegetables, you know, and meat, any kind of meat.
Oh, I love that. And what got you into foster care?
I first started off by taking little kids through this state. And the parents would bring them to me, you know, to attend. And they would be brought to me dirty. I'd clean them up. They left clean, came back dirty in the morning. Always snotty nose, you know, and I thought, I can't do this. Can't do it? Nope, nope. So that's how I got into this.
Oh, that's so cool. And how many foster kids have you had? Like over 100?
125.
Oh, wow. 125. Wow. And then what traditions, if any, do you want most your family to continue?
Having Christmas Eve would be one. I think it's a good tradition.
Yeah, his family celebrates it the same way too, where you open presents on Christmas
Yeah.
Eve.
And then the next day, they can all go to their other in-laws. So, it's nice.
Makes
I
it
like-
easy.
Yeah, I like to have everybody come over for big dinners, but it's kind of a lot nowadays. And too many.
And then, what is your best advice in life?
Be honest, positive, and loving.
And then,
Mm.
what was it like growing up in the Great Depression?
Heck if I know.
Or like Germany.
Oh.
Yeah, those war days.
Well, we had big bunkers, and the bunkers, when they exploded them later on, the walls itself were cement walls, were at least this thick. We would have to run there in the middle of the night when the alarm goes off. It was like a siren, that warned us that the planes were coming.
Oh, wow.
And we'd have to get there. We slept in our clothes all the time, shoes on and everything. So it was scary. And my mom, she fell asleep once and didn't hear the alarm. By the time she realized they were there, we couldn't go to the bunkers anymore. So we went downstairs into our house, all the way down. We had a bunny there too.
Oh.
Anyway, I remember the bombs falling on our city. It was pretty much destroyed. And our apartment was at the end of the apartment, and then we were there downstairs. And then a bomb fell right by that window. We were scary.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so scary.
It didn't explode. They had to come and get it. What do you call it?
The bomb squad.
Yeah, they undid it so it wouldn't explode.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
scary.
Jeez.
What about that guy that saved you when you sat on a bomb?
Oh, yeah. Going out of there, out of the shelter, I got separated from my mom. And I got out of the thing and I was going to sit on something that was in the road. And on the way down, this guy saw me and he just knocked me, because he said if he hadn't done that, the whole area would have exploded. It was a bomb that I was trying to sit on.
Wow.
Yeah, it was scary. It was. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
And then the scariest thing that's ever happened to you.
Serious?
Scariest.
Being chased by that guy, huh?
Yeah. There.
Oh, yeah. I was in a gymnastic class, believe it or not. And the house is always locked up around 7 o'clock. Well, the instructor said you always have to be going two together, And, well, we got out of it, and the girl I was with decided she went with the other girl that didn't know her way around. So, okay. Well, I had to go past the cemetery. And out of the cemetery, there was this old guy, dirty old bum of a guy, came out of there, and he just kind of started to walk next to me. And he just asked me down a little question, where do I live, and all this kind of stuff. And I was stupid. I told him. And so after a while, I kind of felt uneasy. And I felt I needed to get away from him. There was a couple across the street. And I thought, oh, I'm going to run over there and see if they'll walk with me for a little bit. And they did. I told them, there was somebody following me. And they looked for him, but couldn't find him anywhere. So I thought, well, he's gone. So I walked with this young couple for a little while. And then I kept going. And all of a sudden, out of the side street, the same guy came out of there, full force, running. And I stood there. I couldn't move for a while. And then when I finally was able to get my composure back, I started to run to my parents' home. And there was like a carport type of thing that I had to go in and turn around and go back out the same way. Well, he was right there. But I got out of there, and then I screamed and yelled and knocked on the door. And nobody'd open it for me, and I couldn't run anymore, so I leaned against my door. And finally, my brother opened it up, and got me in.
Oh, that's so scary.
Yeah, and he was later on caught raping a little girl,
Wow.
Oh my
so I
gosh.
was lucky.
That's so scary. And then what are your favorite memories of your grandkids?
My grandkids,
Like what?
Or all of your grandkids?
they're fun. They've been fun people, I think.
Yeah, how many do you have now?
I don't know.
remember.
You count them up while I'm.
You know, I don't remember.
I've got an awful lot of them, you know. And
Mhm.
no, I think they're really nice, every one of them.
And your grandkids are having all boys.
Huh?
Your great grandkids are like kind of all boys too.
Yeah,
Your great.
it's true.
And then tell us a ghost story.
Which
Something
one?
ghosty that happened, like your maybe the couch thing when you were mad at
Oh,
Opa or something.
oh yeah.
At Dad or
I was. There was the time. I don't know why I was mad at him or why he was mad at me. I have no idea. So I decided I was going to sleep on the couch in the other room. Dad went to bed, and I just stayed in the living room. And I was laying on my stomach, and I was bawling, you know,
Was it here or in your old house?
other house.
Okay.
And I got scared. And I decided I wanted to go back in bed, you know, with Opa. And for the life of me, I could not get back up. I felt the pressure on my back holding me down. It was really
You
scary.
didn't want her to go back in that room.
Yeah. And then I had to, couldn't think about what I was going to do. I just did it. And I made it in the bed.
That's so scary.
And put your arms around Dad. And,
You bet I did.
yeah, and then everything seemed to be okay.
Uh-huh, yeah. Yeah, those are interesting times, I tell you.
Scary. Scary.
You know, when the bombs come down, they look like lights coming from the sky. Let's pretend like it's 50 or 60 of them. I don't know how many, you know. They come down and you look up in the sky. It's like those little stars.
Hmm.
That's pretty much what it looks like. The only thing is it explodes.
Wow.
That's scary.
Yep.
Any other like crazy stories from like Hitler or anything like that?
That's the only time I saw him. So I know I didn't like the school.
Do you remember how you got that swastika?
One was my dad, and I don't know how the others got to me.
And then anything else you'd like to add or any other questions?
Yeah, ask a question.
How old are you?
78.
What was it like giving birth unmedicated back in the day?
That's a good one.
Oh,
Marlene is like, yeah.
Lara, don't do it.
I feel like it's like the new thing now for people to
They're
try. It's like,
crazy.
dude, it's like you are so stupid. Like, what are you doing? That would be so great. That would be so scary. What were like your pregnancies like?
The first baby I lost right after birth.
Because it's some medication.
Something I took during my pregnancy.
Wow.
And then there's Irene. She was very scrawny and spindly and long. Sharon was the chunkiest one, believe it or not. Yeah. Oh, that was funny. Yeah. But no, it's just terrible. And after I had Brian, I looked at Opa and I says, I want another one. He turned just white. Because he said, no more.
That's so fun. And what was it like being a new mom?
I loved it.
Did you have any like help from your family or anything?
Help?
Like, I don't know, help from like your mom or anything, or did you?
Not too much.
Awesome.
She pretty much left me suffering.
Oh,
What? That sounded bad.
No,
Way up
I'm
in the
teasing.
avenues. Way
Oh,
up in the
yeah.
avenues.
I love the avenues.
It was nice, but it had cockroaches in the house.
Scary. What is the best memories you have camping?
Oh, the best ones
Yeah.
or the scary one?
Scary.
Tell the one where you were waving to Opa and he was
Yeah.
yeah.
He was meeting somebody up above, about new property that he was going to buy. And then he was going to come back down. And it took him a little while, so I went outside and I saw him way up there. And I don't know what he was yelling, but I waved at him. Hi!
Way back.
And then when he came down, he was mad at me. I said, why are you mad at me? He says, I was hoping somebody'd come. There was a bear behind me.
I always tell him how like every time we'd go camping,
Oh.
like a bear would come and like raid the fire pit and
Oh,
like,
yeah.
eat the watermelon and stuff.
I've got,
And we'd be like inside of your camper. Like,
I've got
all
a picture
scared.
of that. Looks pretty nice. And Sharon was last time with the bear.
I spotted it.
Yeah, she spotted it, and then she had to walk down a little ways because other kids were still further away. They weren't in the trailer. So she walked very quietly and gingerly, and it was scary. It was scary. She was brave.
Wow.
I wasn't. I was scared shitless. So did I have scared?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I like camping.
Oh.
It's just sad I, can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So, but
He
yeah.
loves camping too, and I.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
I need
nice.
a
There's nothing
regular
better.
bathroom, you know?
It's
We-
perfect.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you could go up to Oma's property.
Yeah,
We
you
started
should.
Going to Antelope Island, and I remember you were talking about that a while ago. So we'll take our dogs there and then go
Oh,
walk
yeah.
out to the water. One night I woke up and I was way paranoid because those bison, and I thought my car was a bison. So I was like, "There's one right there," but it was my car.
What's a bison?
Like a buffalo.
It's
Oh.
big buffalo.
Oh yeah. The Opa and Martisha, they were going on a hike. And he had a stick in his hand. And he was just walking along, and then he kind of looked to the side, and there was a big moose. Huge, he says. And it didn't charge him or anything, so he kept walking very gently. And he told Martisha, don't do anything sudden, just keep walking with me, And I guess the animal got tired of him, finally took off in a different direction. But he was scared.
Yeah, that is scary. Ah.
Lots of scary little.
No, but we have 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay, what should we wrap it up with? Anything you want to add or talk about?
I'm happy I'm here in the United States. And yeah, what else?
That's awesome.
There's nothing much I can say. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Oh, awesome.
I'm sure there are places that are nice, but this is home.
It is.